Hey everyone, welcome to my first video on my new channel, the Carnival Cruise Blog. So the reason I'm doing this is I actually posted a lot of Carnival Cruise content on another channel that was really kind of like here and there. It was fitness, it was Carnival, it was travel, it was airport lounge reviews, and I thought to be more helpful to everybody so they know what channel to subscribe to, I would do an actual focused Carnival cruise, because I've been on 33 Carnival cruises so far. I've got 3 more scheduled by the end of the year. I'm Carnival Diamond this year. So I know everything Carnival. I've had the experience of doing it part-time. And part-time meaning every single time I can actually do anything. Vacation, it's like my friends are like, what are you going to do? I'm going on a cruise. And they're like, which ports do you go to? Which line? It's always Carnival. And I always go back to Carnival for a couple reasons. First of all, fun. I've been on another cruise line, which I won't name. Not as fun, did it? It's more higher end. But Carnival is just more of a fun vibe. So if I'm sitting at the bar, people are more open to talk to me, get to know who I am, vice versa. The staff, I think the staff probably is similar everywhere because they're all just good people, but the Carnival Cruise staff tends to be just happier. Maybe they're just forced to be happy, I don't know, but they're pretty happy people. When I'm on my part-time, on my spare time, I like to be happy. I'm happy in my full-time job, but I like to then be really happy when I'm on vacation. So that's why I always go Carnival. So I thought, you know what, why just go all over the place? Let's do a Carnival Cruise Blog channel. Now, the channel is not just going to have everything about Carnival. It's going to be cruise tips in general. That could apply to any line. It could be budget tips. It could be, hey, I'm traveling and I'm staying at this hotel, which the port, services various cruise lines. The content's going to be different. I'm going to do news updates, so what's going on. And again, mostly it's going to be focused on Carnival, but let's talk about like what's going on with Carnival, what's the latest news updates. The other thing is, let's be obvious, Carnival is the #1 cruise line in the world. Now, it's not just the Carnival ship that we all think of, the funnelhead. It could be Holland. So they have some more kind of upper echelon, brands like Canard, which I highly doubt I'll be doing that anytime soon. But even if I do, I'll do that. I'll go on those cruise lines or cruise brands. But even if I decide I'm going to go on Royal Caribbean, which I tend to do, or I'm going to go on, which I've been on Norwegian before and other cruise lines, I'm still in my brain going to always go, let's go back to Carnival because that's what I know. So I'll likely do some videos on how is Norwegian compared to Carnival in food and entertainment, in the vibe, in the service. Same thing with Royal Caribbean. Royal Caribbean is known for like large ships. They've got the largest ships out there. What do I think about that? Is that great? I mean, bigger isn't always better. So that's what this channel is going to be. In addition, you'll see some recycled content from my old channel. And again, I have content from years ago. So I started cruising on Carnival in 2000, let's call it 4, 5, or 6. I can be specific at some point. Didn't get really into the bug until like maybe a few years later, and then it was like then game on. So I still have so much knowledge of the previous ships that are still sailing. Even if they're not still in service, I'll talk about that too. I like to do cabin reviews, like what do I think of this cabin, what do I think of this ship, what do I think of the dining. Really paramount to me is always staying healthy. So how do I incorporate my fitness on a ship that it's everything you can eat, right? And then I usually get the drink package, so it's everything you can eat what you can drink, up to 15 drinks. How do I actually stay fit on a ship so I can go back home and feel pretty good and not have to like spend 5 weeks trying to lose weight that I gain on a ship, which I actually heard people gain at least 1 pound a day on a ship, and that's like at the minimum. So that's why I'm starting this channel. My objective is to inform you, entertain you, have fun along the way, and and just know I'm just a regular. This is not my full-time gig. I'm not a full-time vlogger or anything. I'm spending 50-60 hours a week at my full-time job, which, by the way, I travel a lot for my job, so that's where you see the airport lounges, the hotel reviews, because I'm in sales. I've been in sales for 30-some years, and so I travel nationally for my gigs. So that might be interesting to you too, as well as how does a person do that. But anyway, thank you for listening, and my very first cruise video on this channel is going to be my Mardi Gras cabin tour and reviews and the 5 unique things about the Mardi Gras. I've been on that ship 3 times in 1.5 years. So it's like, what's my likes, what's my dislikes about the actual cabin. Pretty micro, and sometimes we'll get macro, and we'll talk about some larger things. But hope you all enjoy, and thank you for listening, and subscribe. If you want to get a lot of content like this, just subscribe. Thank you. Have a nice day, everyone. Happy cruising.